Hey, what's up, bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another Motivational Monday. And I thought there was a car behind me. Where's he at? Oh, there he is. Took a sweet time backing out, didn't he? All right, so I've had some requests, and I've done this before, but I'm going to go ahead and do it again because it's a little bit updated on what are some of my daily routines, rituals, things that I do that not necessarily guarantee my success, but get me in the right frame of mind so that I can be a success for the day. So let me go ahead and share some of those things with you. So I used to get up early, 4:30 early. I don't quite do that anymore, man. I'm up at 5:15. So I that whole 45 minutes really does do a lot. I got a ring here. This is called an Aura ring, and this ring tracks my sleep and my levels of sleep, as far as deep sleep and REM sleep and all of that other goodness. And what I have found is that when I get that extra 45 minutes of sleep, my body is actually I'm mentally better than before, because I was only getting between 5.5 and 6 hours of sleep. Now I'm getting between I'm almost getting a full 7 hours of sleep. If I go to bed at 10 and I get up at 5:15, I got just shy of 7 hours of sleep, and that seems to be very optimal for me. And for years and years and years, I never did that. I would go to sleep like literally 11 o'clock up at 5, 11 o'clock up at 5, and I would just 6 hours just consistently. I've done that for a number of years, but I also take a nap right after, not like a full-on like get in my covers and like snuggle up in my bed kind of nap. If I'm out driving around looking at properties, I will just like pull over, recline my seat back, close my eyes. I listen to some affirmations and things like that, but I set my timer for 17 minutes, and I take a quick 17-minute power nap in the middle of the day. I've known to do this, like lay down on my floor in my office space or just wherever I'm at, and that 17 minutes is ideal for me. It's just enough for me just to get like just my second win, and it's so that's kind of how I roll as far as like that goes. Let me give you my whole routine here so you can actually see. So I'm up at 5:15, and the very first thing that I'll do is, because my mind is just fresh, is I'll go and I use a thing called a muse. I meditate in the morning, and I only do it for 5 minutes. And a muse is like this biometric thing that it sits on your brain, or on your forehead, and it measures your brain waves. And for me, someone who is very distracted, a lot of ADD going on all over the place, I'm like, whoa, hey, what's going on? This is crucial for me to be able to sit for 5 solid minutes and focus on my breathing and focus on my brain and my thoughts and being able to not wander all over the place. And this is why I do it first thing in the morning. I used to be up like first thing like on social media and crap like that. I don't even get on social media until like way on later in the day, just because it is such a distraction that destroys my focus for the day. So here's my routine. I get up, I meditate for 5 minutes, I use my muse, I get my mind clear and focused and on, basically my mind is, if it's in control, then I'm in control for the rest of the day. If my mind's all over the place, then I'm scattered for the rest of the day. So that's what I do, is I focus my mind, and then I pray and I read scriptures. For me, that's a non-negotiable, something I do every single day. And I'll probably dive into that deep for about 30 minutes or so. After that, I head to the gym. And I used to do CrossFit a lot. I no longer do CrossFit. I hurt my knee a couple years back doing a Tough Mudder, and about 2.5 weeks ago, I was doing some cleans, and it just hurt my knee real bad, and that was it for me. I'm like, you know what? I'm done doing this kind of stuff. So I swim half miles. So like today, I'm getting back from the gym right now. I just got done swimming a half mile, and then so what I'll do is I'll swim for a half mile, and it's about a 20-minute exercise. And it's a very, leisurely pace. And then I'll go into the steam room, and I'll sit in the steam room for 10 minutes. Love my Apple Watch. It times everything, tracks it all. So I do 10 minutes, and then I'll go in the ice bath for 3 minutes. And oh man, it's amazing to watch my temperature, my heart rate go from like, 140 in the steam room to drop down to like 68 in the ice bath. And so that's what I do, so I've mentally prepared myself, I've spiritually prepared myself, and I've physically prepared myself for the day, all before I ever get out the door to go to work. And then I'll come back home and I'll spend some time with my family. We'll have a quick breakfast, and I also do some martial arts. I have a wooden dummy. I do some Wing Chun, so I also practice my martial arts. I I educate my hands on this one. But that's it. So like, that's the whole point, is like, it doesn't matter what you do. You don't have to be me. And no one's gonna be me, man. I'm the best me that there is about me. But what I'm saying is you have to do what works for you. For me, I'm mentally, spiritually, and physically, and also emotionally. If I do this, I'm emotionally. I also in the morning, I also give my wife, I send her a nice little text message or a nice little video, just to let her know how much I appreciate her and how special she is to me, and how wonderful I think our life is together. So I always give my wife a little message as well. So mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, I'm set for the day. I'm ready to go. There's a great book out there by Hal Elrod called The Miracle Morning. I didn't find his book until after I was already doing this, but it makes perfect sense. It's just how you just, get your morning started. And so this is what I do in the morning. And then I go to work. And one of the things that I do at work is I am always prospecting. There is not a day, whether it's a work day or not, that I am not prospecting. Yesterday was Easter, and we were out looking on the way to where we were going. I identified 3 properties. I'm like, oh, that's a house there. So we pulled over and did all this stuff. And oh, look at this. I'm driving home. I'm in my kids. Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up?
Have you guys already had breakfast? Oh, man.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. I came a little bit late today. Sorry.
Cody, eat. We're leaving at 9.
All right. Well, we're going to go on a family hike today.
I know. I said we're leaving at 9.
I know. 9 o'clock. That's 49 minutes.
Come on with me.
All right. So, family hike. It's awesome. So anyway, one thing I do every day is I always prospect. If you're not looking for houses every single day, then I don't know what you're doing. You have to find houses to close on. You got to do it somehow. And so for me, that's one thing that I do every single day. Even if it's only one house, I'm prospecting and then contacting that person or giving it off to one of my assistants and saying, hey, track this person down. But for me, my highest and best use of my activity and my time is to identify these properties and then to go after them. Whether it's texting them, social media, direct mail, handing it off to somebody, door knocking it myself, picking up the phone and calling them. I do all of that stuff. None of that stuff is beneath me. I do all of that stuff. So prospecting is the most important thing that I do in my business. After I've already done set my routine for the morning. At the end of the day, one of the routines that I do, and I got away from this for a very long time, but I've come back to it, and it is one of the most important things next to prospecting that I can do in my business. And so every day, so I go home at 5. I'm home by 5 so I can have dinner with my family, which means my office is about 15 minutes away. I got to leave my office by 4:45 to do that. So at 4 o'clock, I shut everything down. My work day is done at 4 o'clock. And what I do is I pull out, I have an iPad and I use my iPad Pro and I write down on it, but a pen and paper is the same exact thing, is I journal lessons learned for the day. And so what I'm doing is I'm going back and I'm looking at, okay, what went well today, what didn't go well, and what could I do to improve? And so what I do, excuse me, Monday through Friday, is I go back and I'm writing down all my lessons learned every single day. At the end of the week, I'm doing a weekly recap. And I'm taking those lessons and I'm looking at, okay, what can I do? What needs to become either a best new practice or what can I delegate to somebody else? But I'm looking for ways to innovate and to work on my business rather than in my business. Because when I'm prospecting, I'm working in my business. But when I am sitting back and reflecting, I'm actually working on my business. And I can tell you, I have made leaps and bounds in my business as a whole because of this practice. I've been able to reflect and see gaps and areas where I can improve. And I'm like, oh, crap, you know what? I've done this one particular thing inconsistently, or this problem for whatever it may be. I'm just like talking hypothetically here, that something I hadn't seen before, and now I've seen it, and now it's helped me, and so I've been able to eradicate that error or whatever it is from my business. Or I'm able to see something that's not consistently getting done, and this is probably this is more common. I'm like, crap, I didn't do this, or man, I only half-heartedly did this. I need to get this off my plate. I need to give it to Lindsay, she's my assistant, or I need to give it to somebody else. And that's how I do stuff. And so those are some of the best practices and rituals that I do. So what I can give you is, as far as a recommendation, if you're looking for some success and some consistency in your business, is to set a routine in the morning. Doesn't matter what the routine is, just as long as that routine it sets you up and energizes you and sets you up for success for the rest of the day. And then, of course, be prospecting every single day. You need to be prospecting, and then you need to be looking, finding ways to close those prospects, or to identify them, track them down, close them, whatever you need to do. But you have to be identifying new properties every single day. Not just properties like, for the sake of finding properties that have a high likelihood of you being able to actually close on and to purchase those. So, like, for example, one of the houses yesterday, I looked at it, I'm like, man, this house looks like it's kind of like neglected, and the windows are all like, it's a see-through house, meaning that all the shades and stuff like that are gone. You can see right through the house and there's nothing there. So I looked it up, and of course they had an affidavit of death on it. So this was about 2 years ago. So I'm like, oh, there's an affidavit of death. So this person's, whoever lived there died, or one of the joint tenants died, and it's not being utilized anymore. So, like, to me, that's like a high likelihood that this house is going to, bear some fruit. And then, of course, the recap for the day is just basically, journaling, writing down, letting that flow come as I write down what is coming and what's not coming, as far as, what's working and what's not working, and looking for opportunities to improve. All that together is what has helped me to become a great success. We are targeting right now. Actually, it doesn't matter what we're targeting, because what works for me isn't going to work for you, and what works for you isn't going to work for me. The idea is to have a routine, to have something that's consistency, because it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, as long as you're consistent in doing it, you're going to have success. And that consistency is the key to getting some more deals, or even your first deal, because all it takes, guys, is one deal to change your entire financial future. I want you to remember that one deal will change everything for you. All right, now I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to go have a quick little breakfast, and I'm going to go kiss my wife and kids, and we're going to get on the road, and we're going to go on a family hike today. So, all right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. This is Ryan Nickel, and remember, guys, get out there, be consistent so you can get that one deal. And once you get that one deal, multiply that over and over and over again.